Suspense movies. Movies that have you sitting on the edge of your seat, biting your nails as you can only wait to see what happens next. Now, many movies have suspense in them, but today I'm here to give you guys all a list of some of the highest rated suspenseful movies made between the years of 2010 and 2020.
Easy way to remember, blue is glue.
And when it's red,
Dead.
So without further ado, let's get cracking straight on with today's list. Starting off in 10th place, we are going to be starting with The Shallows, a movie that only really features a few characters, and two of them being a shark and a bird. The movie starts off with surfer Nancy, who decides to go for a fun surf one day on an isolated beach with only two other people in sight. However, things really take a turn for the worse when a killer shark is after her, ripping into her leg and eating the two other people who were on the beach. The only two people that actually knew she was even there in the first place. Swimming to a rock though, Nancy gets cover from the shark. However, it was only a good quick solution for safety, not very good for the long run. With many attempts of swimming to shore, each becoming more and more horrifying from the last, the audience begins fearing for Nancy's life. Now in 9th place here we do indeed have the movie Get Out. The kind of movie that leaves everyone talking and thinking about it for days after watching, with an ending that literally no one could ever predict. This is an extremely twisted and complex movie that follows the lives of a young black photographer, Chris, and his white girlfriend, Rose, who go to meet Rose's family, making Chris nervous as he doesn't know how they will react with him being black. However, this should be the last thing on Chris's mind, as he soon gets himself into very weird situations, starting with hypnotherapy to apparently get rid of his smoking habit, however leaves him in a trance expressing guilt over his mother's death that happened when he was a child by hit and run. But this was just the beginning, with many more confusing and twisting events occurring throughout the whole movie. Now next up on the list today we do indeed have the movie Parasite, a movie that won 4 Oscars including Best Picture of 2020, many Golden Globes and Academy Awards. But you really don't know how good this movie is until you've seen it. And believe me when I say it's twisted, it really is twisted. Each and every character has a horrific secret that we only find out as time passes throughout the movie. Through murders and kidnapping, this movie is so dark and so twisted, it will have everyone shocked. Holding the audience through suspense, we go from rooting for a character to learning to hate them shortly after, and then rooting for them all over again. This truly is an incredible yet nail-biting movie that is a must-watch for everyone. Now moving on in our list to place number 7, the Christopher Nolan masterpiece, Inception. Now this movie just had to make it on today's list for purely how incredibly unique it is. In this eventful movie, we follow our main character, Dom Cobb, who has the insane ability to enter into people's dreams and steal secrets from their subconscious. We see him enter through many different states before getting tasked the impossible to enter someone's mind and plant an idea they wouldn't normally even think about themselves. This movie will keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish, so definitely earns its place on today's list. Now the next movie in place number 6 is in fact The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man overall is actually a pretty sad movie, focusing on our main character who is trying to escape a horrific relationship with a possessive and very evil man. Starting off with her actually managing to escape his beachside house and finding safety in a friend's house, happiness does definitely not last long, because as time goes on, some petrifying things start to happen, almost as if it's a ghost story, but it really isn't. Our main character is even petrified to leave the house that she is living in, fearing that her ex might know where she is. With all kinds of bizarre and weird incidents happening, you never know who you really can trust. Now in place number 5 we do in fact have Prisoners. Prisoners is a story that follows a man and his friend whose daughters go missing when outside playing together on an RV. With the police being contacted, however not really getting to the bottom of the case, the man is forced to take action of his own, fearing for his daughters' lives, as the police even let the man who was suspicious of the kidnapping of these girls go. Now coming in 4th place we do in fact have the horror movie A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place is a movie about a man, his wife and their children. one of whom is Death, who all have to live in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by blind monsters who hunt by sound. We follow their journey through this world as they simply just have to live in complete and utter silence in order to survive. So this family obviously have to face huge difficulties along the way. One of which being the fact that the woman falls pregnant and has to go through labour pains while remaining as silent as possible. Of course, with one of the very deadly monsters very close by. An incredible movie that well earned its place on today's list. And it even has a movie sequel. Now next up here we have the movie trilogy that is obviously the one and only Hunger Games. Now whether you've seen it, read it, or neither, let's just agree that you've definitely heard of the Hunger Games. Well, we follow 16-year-old Katniss, a girl who volunteers to take place in the deadly Hunger Games to prevent her younger sister from having to participate. I volunteer! Every single year, one boy and one girl from the 12 different districts have to enter into the Hunger Games, a battle to survive where only one will come out alive. And this is all done just to make the rich happy and entertained. Crazy if you ask me. But let's just say, when we actually get to see the battle, the suspense it holds on the audience is agony. Now coming in second place, we do in fact have It, the 2017 remake of the Stephen King original. Now, let's just all agree that the original movie was already petrifying, and that's before the 2017 remake, which was far scarier and far more horrifying than anyone could have even imagined. The special effects and visual effects were all done to create this truly realistic and petrifying horror movie. Throughout the movie It, we follow the lives of a group of bullied kids who bond together to fight off this terrifying shape-shifting monster we all know as Pennywise the Killer Clown. Throughout witnessing many eventful encounters of these children fighting this evil creature, it surely will leave a horrifying image of clowns with you for life, truly earning its spot in second place today. But the movie which comes in at the number one spot is in fact Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. This is in fact the fourth movie in the Mission Impossible franchise. We follow super spy Ethan Hunt and his crew around the world yet again. However, this time far crazier than ever, since he has to actually clear his organization, the IMF's name, from being wrongfully accused of the bombing of the Kremlin. With the movie starting off with Ethan breaking out of a Russian prison all the way to climbing up the Burj Khalifa skyscraper in Dubai, one of the tallest buildings in the world.
Remember, blue is glue.
And when it's red?
Dead.
Let's just say this movie keeps its audience on its toes. Thankfully, this super spy does in fact manage to save the day. However, it really is a close call, closer than Comfort. But there you guys have it. That is in fact some of the highest rated thriller movies within the past 10 years. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below your favorite of all of these movies, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.